Has Call of Duty lost its identity? Now, we all know, ever since the newer gen Call of Duty, and by new gen, I'm talking about Call of Duties since 2019, ever since Modern Warfare 2019. Wow, Call of Duty has fallen back to the great depths of bullshit. And I don't think we're ever going to get it back again. Battlefield 6 has just revealed its trailer and stuff like that. And it's come to a point now where how the fuck is Call of Duty going to compete? It's almost like 2016 again, when Infinite Warfare was against Battlefield 1. These two had to clash it out together. And of course, most people were playing Battlefield 1 because it was just better and it played better. And that was when we had, back-to-back jetpacks. We had Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and, of course, Infinite Warfare. And then they decided to go back to boots on ground, which people didn't really enjoy, but I think it was just the time period and everything didn't do well for it. But it's been losing its identity, I'd say, since 2019, although it kind of has gradually been losing its identity before that. I'd say Advanced Warfare was the time when it really kind of started to show the cracks were coming very slowly through. Call of Duty Ghosts is a bit of a weird one. A lot of hate. They tried something new. I think a lot of people probably shouldn't shit on it as much as they should, or as much as they do even. I think it was a decent game. Yeah, I wouldn't put it on a list saying it's the best. The campaign was pretty decent, although all over the place. I think it was an interesting cliffhanger to leave it there. Hopefully they do pick that up one time. Advanced Warfare wasn't too bad. Futuristic, yes. Made kind of sense, the campaign. I did actually enjoy the campaign. It was pretty fun. Kevin Spacey did a great job on it. But there it started to show, and that was also one of the first Call of Duties to actually have one of the worst things that Call of Duty. In fact, it was a trend back then with a lot of games to add loot boxes, or should we say supply drops. And that's when they added COD points, which, of course, didn't use COD points have been a thing in Call. I think they were in Black Ops 1. Although you didn't use COD points to purchase supply drops, you used them to wager matches. So you'd play like a wager match and bet, I think. And I think it was like one in the chamber and other party game modes you'd play, and you could win COD points, and of course you could still bet them. But I think you could use them COD points as well to unlock attachments on weapons. I don't think it was rank. You needed a rank up, which I thought was pretty cool back then. But yeah, they introduced COD points into Advanced Warfare, and ever since then I feel like Call of Duty has just become more money hungry. Call of Duty Ghosts wasn't too bad. Yes, it had a lot of stuff in it, but a lot of the stuff was pretty cheap back then. Same as Black Ops 2. You could get camos for less than $1, stuff like that. Now, you wanted a camo, you're going to purchase a bundle, it's going to cost you at least $20, $20 or $30. Then you've got the Premium Pass or whatever they call it, which is the Battle Pass, but you get extra shit with it, and it's like $30, which is crazy amounts of money. It's becoming now, you're paying for the base game. The base game is $60, $70 around there. Probably $80. I wouldn't be surprised if they slip it up eventually. It's no surprise at all. This game has lost its identity. And of course, a few weeks ago, they decided to add a very controversial thing, cartoons. Now, they added a Beavis and Butthead type of thing, which is, they have added, I think, American Dad bundle, which it just doesn't really make any sense. I mean, they've added stupid skins to this game for quite some time now. There's a shark skin, just really dumb fucking skins that make absolutely no sense. Now, there's this argument saying, would you want realism? Go and play Armour or Hell Let Loose or whatever. And yeah, you'll get a better experience and realism experience. But I don't think that's the problem. When I say realism, I don't mean I want it's always been an arcade shooter, Call of Duty, and it will always be an arcade shooter for many years to come if it ends up surviving. I'm pretty surprised. I mean, that's why I'm guessing they've moved down this strategy now with the Battle Pass, and they just feed off and hope that people end up buying the Battle Pass. And eventually, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up just cancelling Call of Duty and just have Warzone as itself. Or they end up. There was a rumor that they were going to make Call of Duty free, which I don't think will ever happen now. Especially while it's on Game Pass, it wouldn't make any sense. People wouldn't use Game Pass anymore. Although, Call of Duty has been one of them things. They've tried different things and not really succeeded with them. So they've kept the same format for the past 5 or 6 years now, ever since Modern Warfare 2019. And that was kind of the realization when I was thinking about it when that came out. I was like, oh, you know what? We're probably going to be stuck with this type of thing for a while now. And we are, a Battle Pass. I understand that's kind of how most games, especially with a free-to-play element. The new Battlefield, I wouldn't be surprised if it had a Battle Royale. There is a rumour for that, which, in my opinion, I think Battle Royales, while they are good, the cheating problem in Call of Duty isn't getting any better, especially in the Battle Royale. It's free-to-play. It's pretty hard. Although, they've got the resources to do it. They've got the money to fix the problem, but they don't fix the problem. I don't know whether it's because they can't be bothered to fix it. I'm not too sure. They should have a dedicated team there 24/7 monitoring this stuff. I get it. It must be pretty hard to do. 1 minute, you've just you just found the way to stop people cheating, and then next minute there's another exploit to go past that cheating. And it's come to a point now where I think they just gave up. They're like, well, we're probably going to just give up, and hopefully people don't really notice. We'll ignore people complaining about it. And then, of course, there's people getting false reported and false banned, so they have to wait a few weeks to be unbanned, or like the temporary banned as well. It's such a flawed system. If you want to get in contact with Activision support, you may as well just not bother, because I don't think they have a very good support system. So if you do end up getting falsely banned, you're probably not getting your account back, or they'll just come up with some bullshit. Well, we've reviewed it and we've said, man, nah, we're good, thanks. So you pay $70 to get fucking false reported. It's just, there's so much things they need to do with this. Number one, how I would save Call of Duty from a starter. Number one, stop doing these bullshit collaborations. Yes, they bring in some fucking hot money, they do. Especially, I'd give it a few months before you start dropping the bombshell of absolute retarded shit inside them. Sorry for using that, but it is. It is the stupidest shit ever you can see. I don't want to see stupid skins like this. I get it. They sell, which is people's argument, and you know what? It's a correct argument. Yes, you win the argument for saying that. It's true. They do sell like crazy, but people would buy militarized skins as well. Like, I'm not gonna lie. None of this game is supposed to be set in the Gulf War. Early 2000s. Early 90s, stuff like that. But none of it really feels like the only thing that feels Gulf War-y is the campaign. The multiplayer, I understand it's not really supposed to show a little bit of inch of realism in that sense. But fucking hell, add some skins that are actually decent. Some of the base skins are pretty Cold War-y, Gulf War-y, yeah. But it just doesn't make any fucking sense anymore. And with Black Ops 7 coming around, I think people are burnt the fuck out with these double back. Why are we doing this now? Is this a new trend? So we had Modern Warfare 2, and then we had Modern Warfare 3. Now we're having Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7. Back-to-back Black Ops. Now, I like Black Ops. I love the series. But it's getting a bit fucking stale now. Really, really fucking stale. It's just, I don't want to play a Black Ops again, man. Give me something different. And then we got another Modern Warfare. We need a new sub-series again. Apparently, Sledgehammer is going to be making a sub-series again, which I really hope they do, because we most definitely need something new. Maybe some new characters. Maybe it's a Ghost 2. I'd take a Ghost, Call of Duty Ghost 2. Fix up a lot of the problems that people complained about in the original one. And there you go, you've got a decent one there. Or Advanced Warfare. Don't go too crazy on it. Fix up some of the issues that people complained about in the original one, and there you go. Boom, you've done it. I just don't understand where it's trying to go, Call of Duty now. I think it's just trying to make as much money as possible and just hope to God and try to stick to a trend. That's the only thing that makes sort of any sense about this. They're trying to stick so much to a trend and just hope and ride out that trend. It's the Fortnite effect, or Fortniteification, I like to call it. And a lot of people say, well, Fortnite doesn't, and stuff like that. Fortnite has never really been a nitty-gritty game. And I understand I would be pretty pissed off if Battlefield started doing shit like this. Because Battlefield, while I wouldn't say it's realistic in that sense, it's as close to a, decent shooter. It has some unrealism, and it has some realism. It's a bit of one of them. Call of Duty has always been that sort of arcade shooter, smaller games, stuff like that. Battlefield, big-ass games, big-ass, destruction. They focus on environmental stuff and things like that, like destruction and stuff. Whereas Call of Duty, they just focus on being sweated on by some dickhead that's camping in a corner and won't leave that corner until he gets a kill streak or a nuke. So there is that problem. But to fix Call of Duty, just bring the identity back. Keep the identity going and just make it Call of Duty. Stop these half-assed grabs advertisements. I'm surprised they haven't slapped an advertisement as soon as you... In fact, you actually do. Sorry, I got that wrong. You do. As soon as you open the game sometimes, it'll literally advertise so many fucking items to you. Oh, you want the skin? No, I don't want to waste any money on this. At all, I do not want to waste a single cent on another Call of Duty bundle. In fact, I haven't bought a single... The only bundle I buy is the Call of Duty endowment thing that goes to veterans. That's about the only thing I actually have purchased in Black Ops 6. That's the only thing I've purchased and will ever bother purchasing in a Call of Duty, because it's going to something decent. I hope it does anyway. I wouldn't bother paying for anything else because half of it is just overpriced garbage to make you look like you are rich in a game, which in reality doesn't really make you look rich. It makes everyone stand out and realise you're just a twat. You're a utter twat wasting money on some half-assed shit. Bearing in mind, you can't even see your fucking skin. You can in Zombies, I think you can go third person. Most multiplayer matches you can't go third person. They did add a third person game mode again in Modern Warfare 2, and they've never really added it back, so I don't know if we'll ever get that, but you can't really see your skin. The only thing you can see is the hands. There's nothing really fucking interesting on that. The guns as well. Yes, you can buy some guns that are harder to unlock, and you just get the blueprint version of it, which is fair enough, which is why probably some people do it. But it's just, you go to the store, and the funny thing is, whenever the game was down like last month, I think, and the store worked perfectly. The store didn't have any problems, which is quite ironic, to be honest. It's a bit like, oh, well, that's the only thing that works. Of course it does. They wouldn't, as long as it's making them money, they don't give a shit. You playing for free, I wouldn't even be surprised if they charged you by the hour. 10 COD points per match. Which don't give them any ideas doing stuff like that, but I wouldn't be surprised. I get it. Call of Duty now has the content free, which is pretty good. I'm not going to slam them for that. Free DLC, basically. Free updates. Free, everything is free. Then again, you are paying $70 for the game, so that is what it is. But of course, all DLC is free. It's basically, you've got a year-round season pass for free included in it. That's the strategy they're going on. Although, let's be honest, I don't think season passes would sell as well as they used to do. Season passes, I don't know how many people ended up buying the season pass or ended up buying DLC. Because when I used to play Call of Duty, it was getting matches in the DLC maps was actually a lot harder than it looked. within about the first month of the DLC coming out, the maps were pretty, they were pretty populated. And then after that, it just seemed like people didn't really bother, or maybe they uninstalled the DLC, I'm not too sure. But getting a map in a DLC, or a match in a DLC map, proved quite long to do. So I don't know whether that was because people just couldn't be bothered, I'm not too sure. However, hopefully the future of Call of Duty really does try to pull itself together, because they ain't on good terms. They ain't on good terms at all, and I think it's come to a point now where I don't know how far Call of Duty is going to go before they start fucking themselves up pretty badly. I don't know. They've lost their identity, although, let's be honest, they were losing their identity quite a lot. They've lost their identity, started losing it around Advanced Warfare. Black Ops 3 kind of did lose it, kind of didn't. Multiplayer, you could get like custom skins, all that. Although, let's be honest, that was sort of a futuristic game. Infinite Warfare, about the same. Call of Duty World War 2, you could actually get goofy skins in there. Although they were kind of realistic, I guess. Black Ops, was it Black Ops 4? I don't really know. I didn't play too much of that. I think it had supply drops still in that. So did Call of Duty World War 2. That shit was plagued with it. And then, of course, they decided to bring up the new generation of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2019, which did have goofy skins, although they were a little less goofy than they are now. It's still kind of, as much as that's hated, I think a lot of people hate that as well, because it started the trend of Call of Duty turning into a shitstorm. That's why I think a lot of people hated it. And of course, Warzone. I think Warzone sucked a lot of the life out of the multiplayer as well. I think a lot of people just didn't bother with multiplayer a lot because, well, although I'm sure it helped it go as well. Cold War, yeah, there were goofy skins in that. Wasn't as bad as it is now, but it was still there. Vanguard, that game was just fucking shit. The beta was horrible. Yeah, it probably one of the top most hated. It's in the most hated Call of Duty list, at least. Modern Warfare 2, it was okay. Yeah, there were goofy skins. That's when it kind of, I feel like Modern Warfare 2 2022 was when it started to become goofy. A lot more goofier. There were shitty, goofy skins inside that. Modern Warfare 3, it was just, they tried their best with it, and I'm not going to slam Sledgehammer, because Sledgehammer got forced to make that game. They were overtime, they were crunched in reality, and it was all because Call of Duty or Activision wanted to do a yearly release, a 2-year release window, where they would release a game, and then they would probably add another sort of sub-game onto it, with probably more content and more DLC, basically like another game, and you'd pay half of what the game would cost. They backtracked on that quicker than fucking any. I think it was a month after they said all that rumour was out. They backtracked on it and said, yeah, we're not doing it anymore. And they just yearly released. We all know why they didn't do it, because they realised they wouldn't be making as much money from it. And what, we're days away from now, Black Ops 7 coming out. Black Ops 6 as well, a reveal. Okay, when it first came out, the skins weren't as bad. And now you look at it and it's a bit, you just have to laugh at it, to be honest with you. And I know people, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. I'm not slamming you. You can't take that away from you. But I can't admit and can't not laugh at how goofy these fucking skins are. They just don't make any sense. Yeah, the Black Ops 7 trailer has 40 million views on YouTube. But let's be honest, I think it's got a shit ton. It's got more dislikes, I think, than likes. Yeah, there's a bunch of people. Yeah, it's 140,000 likes. Now, it's got a load of views, yes, but I don't know. I think either most of them viewers are from adverts and stuff, but it's 89,000 dislikes. I'm guessing half of the likes are just hoping that some sanity is still within the depths of this game. Now, looking at the comments on the trailer of these skins that are in this game makes you kind of laugh and realise the community fucking hates this sort of shit. And it's becoming very obvious. 300,000 people used to live to play this game. Now it's a ghost town. Just checking the Steam DB charts for this game makes you realise how fucking shit this game is going down. Now it's all the games together rather than decluttering them, because they'd realise how shit the games are performing. Which is why I think... Now, of course, most people probably do play on Battle.net. I'd probably say on all platforms, there's probably close to 500,000 to maybe 1 million, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, it's hard to tell. They removed that feature a very long time ago, the feature that you could actually see how many... Although I don't think it was ever accurate, but I think it estimated it. There probably was a few inaccuracies to it, but... You know, it was decently accurate, for that say. But they removed that feature. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what their reasoning is. But looking at the Steam chart, in the past day, they've got a 24-hour high count is 63,000. 2.7 years ago, that's looking from Steam DB, they had just under 500k people playing on Steam concurrently. Now, I don't know how many people are playing Battle.net on Battle.net. Maybe a bit more, I'm guessing. But I'm presuming it's probably... There's currently 60,000 people playing Call of Duty now. That's through Steam. Bearing in mind, that's all Call of Duties. So that's Black Ops. That's from Modern Warfare 2022 to now Black Ops 6. So, of course, that's part of the problem as well. But let's go back to the comments of this trailer here. So this is what the Gulf War era looks like. Nothing screams 90 like a TV show from 2005. We still haven't got a single Gulf War Milsim skin since the launch of this game, by the way. Yeah, again, I love how they do games. It's a Gulf War game, and I think Black Ops 7 is going to be sort of futuristic. I don't know what time period it's set in. I think it's like a sequel or prequel, whatever, to Black Ops 2. I think it's called Raul Menendez and then David Mason. If Black Ops 6 is... I'm guessing you meant Black Ops 7 is ridiculous. I wonder how outrageous Black Ops 7 will be. This is the reason why YouTube still needs the dislike to be visible. But yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to check the dislikes on this video because... It's always interesting. Yes, you can look at the views and look at the comments, and yes, you'll get an accurate-ish representation of how well people are doing it. But of course, the like-to-dislike ratio normally gives you a good idea of how well people are actually liking something like this. Let's have a quick look. Oh, yes. It nearly has 10,000 dislikes. Call of Duty developers, are you realising people don't want this shit? People are fed up with it. Nearly 10... In fact, I don't know how accurate this is, but nearly 81% it says here have disliked it. I'm sure that probably will end up going up even more. You seen that? And that, bearing in mind, that was the American Dad bundle trailer thing. And let's have a look at the dislike to like ratio. Ah, yes. Well, it's a little bit better than 2,000 and 10,000 nearly. But it's 6,000 people, or nearly 7,000 people have liked it. And nearly 10,000 people, 5 likes off 10,000 people, have disliked it. Which, in fact, I'm going to add to that dislike. There we go. I don't know why this continues to go on. Why are they... Let's have a look at some comments on the Beavis and Butthead thing. Alex Mason did not die for this. The devs finally included themselves as operators. Who's next? SpongeBob. Don't give them any ideas, because I'm sure they'd add that shit if they got the license for it. COD campaigns. War is bad and people die. COD multiplayer. Beavis and Butthead just called in a chopper gunner. Cheaters, let's take over Warzone, Activision. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, hey guys. Cheating is out of this world in this game. But will you give us some money to buy these shitty skins? Because we might lose our jobs. Although they just fucking fired a bunch of people, Microsoft, last month. I think some of the Call of Duty developers were in trouble with it as well, which, no surprising, good on them. You know, fucking Call of Duty's really been shitting itself. Funny these dudes have more tactical skin than all the dumb stuff they've added to the store. I thought this was Fortnite for a second. Remember World of War? I remember when a bacon camera on your gun was going too far. Yeah, there were stupid skins like that. I don't think that's stupid. They were cheap as well. Bit of a bacon... Like, it wasn't... Back then, it wasn't outlandish as it is now. You know, you see stupid skins like this. I don't know. It seems like Call of Duty is just one big cash grab now. It's just... Let's just use it to make as much money and please our investors as much as possible before it ends up just crumbling to a million pieces. Because that's what I feel like it's going to end up doing. I get it. I am a little bit excited to play the Black Ops 7 campaign, but I don't think I'm really that bothered with the multiplayer. And apparently there's a zombies. I'm not going to lie, I thought Black Ops 6 Zombies were decent. No, it's not blowing the park. It's not one of the greatest. No. I get it, we've changed storylines. We're on a different storyline now, but in my honest opinion, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. They did pretty good. Better than I'd take that better than Modern Warfare 3's Zombies. That was horrible. That was just DMZ with zombies in it. Basically, it was the Warzone map that you had to buy the game for. You had to buy the fucking game for. Just with zombies. And it got pretty boring. It got boring pretty quickly, even. You know, what are we doing with Call of Duty, man? What is the identity that's lost with this? You can clearly see by these videos of these trailers and shit, people are just fucking bored with this. They want something fucking different. Stop adding cartoony fucking characters into the game that just look out of place. They look out of place so much. Now, the Beavis and Butthead skins, they have these tactical outfits, which, okay, that's decent, I'll take that. Better than nothing, I guess. But we just have no real skins, ultimately, that fit the time period. Now, let's make a game that's sort of the period of Gulf War. The only thing that's Gulf War sort of esque, some of the maps are kind of Gulf War-y, and the campaign. Other than that, you would not realise this is actually a game based in the Gulf War period, unless you watched the fucking original trailer that came out. You tell me what's going on with Call of Duty, because I'd fucking love to know. What a failure this game has become. You know, I hope Battlefield 6 just absolutely takes the fucking crown off them. In fact, the crown they never fucking had. What a failure. You know, and it's the people who are buying the skins are part of the problem as well, because I get it, you might like it, but stop fucking buying them, please.